Hi there. Hey, I want to share something with you that just recently happened to me. I was back at the Heritage Factory, the old 225 Parsons Street factory, the old Gibson factory, and we were back there with our Kalamazoo workshop guys, and we had a tour of the factory, and I met this fella who was giving us the tour, Rendell Wall, who's been between Gibson and Heritage, I don't know, over probably 50 years or so. And the guy is very knowledgeable about guitars. I guess at one time he had about 23 fret filers he was in charge of making Gibson guitars. So he knows guitars big time. So anyway, during the tour, I don't know, he all of a sudden started in on this one particular idea. He said at one time he had a customer, and I don't know if it was the Gibson days or the Heritage days, where he made a guitar, and the customer just wasn't really happy with the sound of his jazz guitar. So he came up with this idea of suspending the mounted pickups, and it opened up the top, and the customer was really happy. So let me tell you what the idea is. You know, if you ever had a guitar and it just doesn't, it's not alive. It doesn't vibrate. You know, everything matters on a jazz guitar. Everything, the strings, the pickup, even, you know, the neck material, the fretboard material, the top, the sides, the back. Was it laminated, solid? You know, everything matters. How you hold the guitar, even that matters. What shoes you're wearing, you know, what car you drove to the gig in. You know, it all matters. So this little thing seemed to really, I guess, help this customer. So when I went home, I thought I'd try it out. So I had no issues with this guitar. I love this thing. This thing is bitchin', and it rings. It's got sustain for days. So I have no problems with this guitar at all. But you know what? I was changing the strings, and I thought, I'm going to try this. So what he does is he takes, his idea was to take some tiny little washers, and he's going to place them under the pickup screws, where the screws hit the body, and suspend that pickup ring off the top. So he did it. Again, the customer was happy. Now, tell you what, let's go close up. This makes more sense, a little close up. So, you know, with a jazz guitar, I tell you what, everything matters. I don't care what it is. And, you know, how you hold your arm on it, you know, the shoes you're wearing, everything matters on a guitar, on the sound. So this idea was, what he did is he took some washers and he put them under the pickup screw. So you see, I can take this business card and put it in here. So the pickup now is not suspended. It's not suspended. I mean, it is suspended over the top and not held on to the top. Now, what I've done, the way that I did it, is I took some of this little, it's like oxygen tubing, and just cut off like a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch. The beauty of using tubing, just cut a little bit there. Can you see that? And there would be my little washer. Beauty of using tubing is it will squish down. Let's go back a minute. So when you think about a jazz guitar, you know, you think I've heard it often said that, whether or not this particular pickup floats or not is really irrelevant because you got the neck block here and stuff, and that doesn't vibrate a whole lot. Now I went ahead and did it here as well. So these pickups are no longer floating, are no longer adhered to the top. They're floating above the top. Now, most of your sound, they say, comes from back here where the bridge is, right? Vibrating on the top. So if I have this mass sitting on here, it's going to inhibit the top a little bit. And you can just tell if I don't know if you can tell this, but you do it yourself. Strum this guitar and then put 2 fingers here over this here and then strum it, and you'll see that it kind of silences it a little bit, So suspending the pickup might bring that top to life. Now, how do I know that this works? Well, I'll tell you how I knew. This guitar never would feed back. When I did this, first time I brought it to a gig, it's like, wow, wait a minute. Some of these notes are feeding back now. I had to readjust my amp a little bit and the way I thought about the position of the amp. Everything matters with jazz guitar. I don't care what anybody says, everything matters. So even though I felt this guitar didn't need that, I just wanted to try it out because I thought, that is brilliant. There's always this argument all the time about, hey, should I get 2 pickups or 1? Well, now you can have 2 and just kind of suspend that pickup. And it's pretty much about the same thing. And it worked. I couldn't believe it. So I'm going to try it on some other guitars and see what happens with it. But I've had guitars in the past from all different manufacturers. Haven't had that many heritages. Eastman's, Yamahas, Ibanez, and a lot of, sometimes, you get a top and it's flat. It just doesn't sing or something. Something's wrong. So anyway, I wish I would have known about that back then and tried that out. So anyway, since I did this, I've been even happier with this guitar than I was before. And like I said, cosmetically, you don't see anything. Now, Rendell said that he used little tiny nylon washers. I couldn't find any. I just had this tubing and I cut it and stuck it on there and I thought it worked great. So again, if you're having, if you want to try it out, next time you take your guitar and restring it, try it. You know what? It might just make that guitar a lot more vibrant. So think about it. I hope this helped you. I will talk at you later. Adios. Bye for now.